Hi again guys, and welcome to episode 46 of D.A.R.C, or Does Anyone Really Care? The mini review series for lesser used models on Gran Turismo 6. So in this episode we're featuring a car which doesn't really see very much use at all from most people that I've seen on Gran Turismo 6. I don't recall ever seeing this particular model in any form of online lobby. Now, as with all of the cars in this series, I'm sure there are plenty of you guys who have owned or driven this car at some point. I don't think there's probably any car that everyone hasn't driven at least once. But some of these cars are deserving of more recognition or have little hidden talents that most people don't really think about. Now, this particular model is one of two very similar models on Gran Turismo 6. It's the Mitsubishi i-Concept. This is a standard car, so it doesn't have an interior, and there's also a premium version, which is the later production model version called the i-Miev, which is an electric car with basically the same car but an electric version, which is a premium car and has a fully detailed interior. So why am I featuring this version when I could be featuring the premium? Well, the simple thing is, this is not an electric car, and as much as I love electric cars, their tuning options are extremely limited on Gran Turismo 6, and due to this fact, this petrol engine version is a lot quicker than the electric version, mainly due to the fact that the electric version's engine or motor cannot be upgraded, so it has whatever power that car has, 60 or 70 horsepower, I believe, whereas this model, fully tuned, puts out 177 brake horsepower, which isn't going to break any records, but it's a lot more impressive than 70. Now, with the full weight loss package, it weighs in at just 708 kilos, which probably isn't too surprising because it is a fairly compact car, especially width-wise. And in its fully tuned form, it sits at 465 pp, which, unsurprisingly, is much higher than the pp of the electric version. Now, price-wise, as well as being more powerful and quicker, this is also cheaper than the electric version at 33,000 or 35,000, I should say, credits, which is cheaper than the production model. But at the 465 pp level and 477 horsepower, is it good? Because just because it's light and has more power than the electric version doesn't necessarily make it a good car. Well, as it happens, it is a pretty good car. Now, I'm not claiming that this car is going to break the Nürburgring lap record anytime soon, but it does have certain advantages. For one thing, it's mid-engine rear-wheel drive, so its weight balance is much easier to get right than most front-engined small hatchbacks. It's also, as we said, a very narrow car, which makes it much more nimble on tracks such as here at Monaco. The turn-in is incredibly tight on this car, so that you can get round up to 90-degree angle corners at much higher speeds than many of its rivals. Now, on this track, like I said, or on any track, it's not necessarily going to set a lap record, but it is definitely no slouch. On this track, this car is approximately 15 seconds slower than the new Nissan Zytek LMP car. But considering this is a 177 horsepower 465 pp hatchback, 15 seconds behind a full-on LMP car isn't actually that bad when you think about it. And that is mainly due to the speed that this car can take corners at. Now, I would not recommend using this car on wide open tracks that are more inclined towards top speed, because in that regard it's not really as competitive as many other cars. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend using it for 465 pp racing. It would be much more competitive at around 400, 425 or 450. But for those track types, or for that pp, and on track types such as this, tight city tracks, and on tighter country tracks, it will serve you very well in terms of handling and how nimble it is. But that's it for this episode, so I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.